But most of the people who've been performing action should have a positive mindset.
Yeah.
Behavior should be consistent, and they should not be a single player. They should be a team. And then Mr. G.R.D. Tata, uh, uh, whose one sentence I never forget, that without uh, deep thought and hard work, no results can be achieved.
So, great morning, audience. Today, I have got the pleasure of talking to one of my ex-colleagues from the days of Tata Steel. As people say that once a Tata person, always a Tata person. And of course, Amit, I'll be talking a bit about you because audience should not get a feeling that I'm not talking about you and then we get into conversation because, it's a free-flowing conversation. But I recall the days when I used to interact with you in early 2000, when Amit was in the office of one of the heads of a division in one state, and I was in the office of head of one another division in another state, right? I was in the state of Jharkhand. And when I use the word division, it means a huge division which had thousands of employees. In the division that I was there, almost 5,000 people were there. It was like days of glorious Tata days, I must say. And when I'm talking about the position that we used to hold, this was a position which in those days, I'm talking about 20 years ago, in those days, we had a large office, our own computer, our own nice table, chair, places for people to sit, to talk to us. And then in those days, we also had, if I can say light on it, we also had our colored printer, personal printer. I'm talking about those Tata days. And those are the days that I used to interact with Amit. And I was just looking at Amit while before talking to him, I was looking at some of the posts made by Harish Bhatt. He is the brand custodian, Tata Sons. He has got more than 1 lakh followers on LinkedIn, and he keeps on releasing stories called short Tata stories. So today, as we are going to talk to Amit Dubey, he is a senior leader in Tata Group, in Tata Steel. And of course, we'll also talk about this new position which you've got, Amit, Shikhar Champion, which is a very interesting position. Shikhar Champion. Shikhar, as we all know, Shikhar means the peak. So the champion he must be working on some initiatives for, which are some of the best of initiatives which the company must be launching. So we are talking to Amit Dubey. He is a veteran in Tata Steel. He has been there in the company for last more than 2 decades. And certainly we'll talk a bit about his experiences and maybe some little bit of shorts as well. So Amit, I think before we begin, when you look back, as we begin the conversation, when you look back on your journey, and of course, I have got some pictures without telling you. I have gone through your Facebook profile. I've got some pictures downloaded from your Facebook profile. I did a lot of hunting on LinkedIn. I did find many. So I went to Facebook and I've got something. So sorry for that if you find it surprising, but it's going to be adding a lot of color. So audience, please watch this complete video because we are going to talk a lot which is coming straight from the heart, and we are going to talk about Tatas. And as I said in the beginning of this conversation, that once a Tata person, always a Tata person. I worked in Tata Group for 18 years, and it has been almost 7 to 8 years since I left the group. And still, I feel that there is a bit of Tata which is there within me forever. And I always tell people that, I get a feeling that Tata has become my identity. I recall, Amit, I had joined a multinational and all the companies are great. And then I had gone to meet customers. So when he came to know that I'm the head of HR of a multinational, he did nothing. He said, okay, good. How are you? And all that. The moment he came to know that I worked in Tata Steel, he offered me tea, coffee and everything. so Tata has got that, it's had something. Since I worked on both the sides, I know Tatas have got a lot of processes, policies and people-centric initiatives which make these organizations perfectly unique and perfect a place for people to spend more than 2 decades, which Amit has done. And Amit, welcome to this interactive heart-to-heart conversation. It's a Sunday morning, and every time I talk to somebody from Tata, my face lights up a bit extra. so very nice, Amit. Thank you so much, Amit, for joining us. It's 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. And I really appreciate that you are giving this family time. Amit, when you look back on your journey for close to more than 2 decades, when you look back on those days when we used to interact, which are some of those thoughts which come to your mind, some of the keywords, and then we'll pick up from there and then we'll take it forward. Yeah. First of all, once again, thank you. and welcome.
So, good morning, everybody, and I thank Arun a lot for giving that opportunity for talking heart to heart.
I thank you for accepting, because I know I keep on sending audio messages, I keep on sending invitations to many people, but there are people who join at the earliest, and you have been one of those people who just jumped in for this. So thanks to you. Go on, yeah.
Pleasure. So I think just touching upon few of the moments that we spent together, I think it was top of the moments. And what happened, like raw material division, as Arun also mentioned, almost 12,000 plus employees all across the different coal, iron, and other minerals which Tata Steel requires. So I think it is a mammoth journey with the people together, and especially if we see people who are not so educated, yet we have to perform the best, taking mass into the leadership style. I think one of the leaders that we met across, Mr. A.M. Mishra, stalwart of total quality management, or we talk of Mr. Arun Mishra, who will take you beyond what you can think of. So we had different leaders of different styles, and as newcomers, as the experienced people, as we were traveling the journey, we were learning a lot of new things in new positions, right? And every day was coming as a new challenge, and the takeaways in the evening was really, really satisfying in the journey.
No, this is awesome.
So,
This is awesome.
so few moments like when we were working together in 2004, 5, 6 on the performance management, or on the Deming journey, as we call it, the
Deming's
epitome of
award,
quality.
right? 14 principles. I do not recall all the 14. Maybe I'll put it there while editing the video. But 14 principles, and we used to work on all the 14 principles, right?
All the 14 principles. So while the Japanese write those sentences very simply, which their art is, we also practice those things. But the way they think is different than what we think. I think, which is taking them leap away from us and leap ahead of us. So I think that is the learning. The towards the east, India has to look on Japan and other countries, while the West is giving us more of management lessons. The spiritual lessons and the long lasting lessons are taken from the east. That is how
this is very interesting, Amit. And Amit, as we're having this conversation, I'm going back to those days. And when I look back on the days today, after having worked in different multinationals, not from the house of Tatas, I can see the comparison. Of course, you can't compare. Every company has got its own unique flavor, its own unique culture, which makes the company unique. But then when I look back on those days that you are talking about, the days of Tata Steel, the early days of Tata Steel, I distinctly recall one thing, that you talk about any international, global, development or improvement initiative, Tata Steel had all of these. Deming's Award, JRDQB Award, Quality Circle, value engineering projects, improvement initiatives, and then a lot of group programs. And then we used to compete in Jane Tata, some excellence award. And people used to work a lot, apart from working on their regular, routine work. I mean, not routine work, regular work related to their own functions. People used to spend a lot of time in the evening hours. I recall people having been in the office till 9 o'clock, till 9:30, almost every single day during weekdays. Especially, I'm talking about the days when we used to apply for, we used to wait for the auditors of the JRDQV award, quality award, or say Deming's award, visiting us and asking us some very interesting and very, very exciting, very, very value-adding questions also. You're talking about these. So in those days also, I used to see, I'm talking about early 2000, those were the times when Tata still had almost all the improvement initiatives which one can think of. And I think I'm reflecting back on the days of Mr. B. Muthuraman, and then the current managing director actually comes from his office, right? So both of them were working in tandem, and both were fully aligned on the significance and power of all the improvement initiatives and their implementation in the group. And that actually taught so many people. I still recall one quality circle called Vikas. I am pretty sure you also can remember that name, Vikas Quality Circle, where 6 to 7 members, team members, most of these people used to come from shop floor. They used to stand on the stage, and they used to stand like this, and they used to, one after the other, the way they used to present their case of bringing some transformation on the shop floor, one after the other, in perfect harmony and synchronization, used to be like goosebump moment, isn't it? That is the power of being in a company called Tata Steel. So awesome. So we're going to talk a lot about Tata culture as well. So very nice, Amit. And of course, Amit, so I can fully resonate with what you said. Would you like to add to this? Yeah.
Yeah, just few words on Tatas, as we
Yeah.
have been together and we come from the same ethos.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, if you relate the working culture of Tatas, and if you recall the Bhagavad Gita lessons, right?
Hmm.
So, what does Bhagavad Gita say? आपने कुछ नहीं लाया है, आप कुछ लेके नहीं जाओगे.
Hmm.
जो आत्मा है वो अमर है.
बिल्कुल,
So
बिल्कुल.
I think Tata is carrying the same culture. See, nobody is the king here, but everybody is contributing in the journey of the Tatas, and this company has gone beyond 100 years. Very few companies in the world have gone beyond 100 years. I had read a book uh, on few companies across the world beyond 100 years. What are the cultural imbibement that the people from shop floor to the top office they need to carry together, so that a momentum is gathered and company comes out from different mountains. So that
Yeah,
is
yeah,
how I
yeah.
see Tatas.
And I mean, another thing on the same topic is that, see, there are very few companies which have completed 100 years, and we are talking about companies which are thriving actually. Even after 100 years, they are growing stronger in all
Strong.
aspects of professional and or in all other aspects that you can think of. So that is the power of that is the that shows the ethos of a group and ethos of an organization. Very nice. So I'm pretty sure that we have got we are going to share more. We are going to discuss more about Amit's journey. Amit, I also see that when it comes to Tatas, the focus on people, the focus on their happiness, their well-being, their safety, their success, their engagement is pretty high. And this percolates also to the personal life of people. For example, I was just looking at the holy pictures which have uploaded on Facebook. Let me let's start on a little colorful note. Of course, we just a few minutes into this conversation. I saw one thing which I wanted to share with the audience, and this shows the cultural part of aspects of Tata Steel. Look at this. So people are celebrating Holi, and you can see that they must have had some nice, amazing Holi moments, and then they're all sitting together. I can see my friend Anil Prasad, if I'm correct. Anil Prasad also there, and then in the center I see the person with a thumbs up. Amit Dubey, Amit is there, and then other people are there. And of course, somewhere around there must be one of the best leaders that I have met, and he's Atul Bhatnagar. Very, very to the point and very, very focused leader. I think he's the person who's heading the division. I'm pretty sure he must be surrounding you, because in Tata's, what you get from the pictures, you get more even from something which is not exactly in the frame of the picture. Because I'm pretty sure that once I see the team, the leader also must be surrounding, right? I'm pretty sure. Am I correct?
Yes.
Absolutely. So this is how it happens. Would you like to share something about how this family bonding and how this team culture is promoted in Tata's? Because I think this video is going to become a Bible on, of course, a kind of Bhagavad Gita, or whatever you call it, on Tata's. Yeah, go on.
So I think when you talk of Tatas and the centuries that it has carried through,
Yeah,
especially if I talk of the raw material division, which
yeah,
is the backbone of the P&L account of Tatas, right?
yes,
So
yeah,
the raw material division has been in the face of townships. When
yeah,
you talk of West Bokaro, if you talk of Normandy and Jodak, all across people.
yeah,
So
yeah,
they have small townships where people stay with their families,
yeah, yeah,
and we have a club culture for all the class of people in different
yeah,
ways.
yeah.
So what happens that weekly bonding is there. If
Hmm.
the frequency is such that we meet each other on a week to week basis, where we have different programs, and such programs are in the annual form, in the monthly form, in the quarterly form. And one such great event is Holi, which the background is
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Very nice, very
And
nice.
it happened just a week back, and we all had the very festive season of Holi, wherein all were
Yeah.
colorful, and it shows how, as an Indian, how together we try to have the happiness and go away with all the evils that are around. So I think
Hmm.
we have people within the Tata Steel, where people who are good and has been contributors in the house of Tatas all across. So we are trying to have the parties together,
Very
and
nice, very nice. And I think this is very interesting thing. And while you all are having parties together, I'm pretty sure there must be some initiatives which I used to see in my days also when I was there in Tata Steel. Initiatives called Window to the Globe, where people used to invite some external speakers. So I hope to come as a speaker and deliver a talk and talk to people and share some of the milestones from my journey, which I'm pretty sure are going to be very humbling and very, very inspiring for people. So we'll do that as well. Because I'm
Well,
just thinking about those days when we used to invite some people from outside. Windows to the Globe used to be the name of the initiative. Yeah.
windows to the world, to
Windows to
be
the world.
exact.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and we have seen people from different levels across different age brackets, but
Yeah.
we need people from the middle age group also, like one of you, right?
Youngest, we
So,
are young. We are 47, but we are still young. I'm young because age is
so,
there, age is here. Yeah, you are right.
so
No, very
in
nice.
the house of Tatas, we see that people are achieving plus 55 is in the experience group. The rest other are
Yeah.
students.
And I think it's today, so today, right now it's around 9:29 in the morning. And today at 4 o'clock, I have got a 2 hour session with representatives from 30 organizations, multinationals in Pune. They are women employees from 30 different companies, including companies like Thermax and some of these other companies. So I just now I saw a message from one of from the convener that we are looking forward to host you over the 2 hour session. So I was just thinking that if I conduct sessions for 30 companies here, why don't I go and conduct session for Tata Group organizations? It's because I do a session on being your version 2.0, how while working on 5 different aspects of life, including mindset, habits, and goals, and vision, and some other aspects. People can become just like iPhones are becoming version 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 14.0 every year. So we get better, we get
13.0,
different. It's
yeah.
very interesting, a concept which people have started loving. So great. So Amit, यू आर करंटली शिखर चैंपियन. बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग ये नाम लग रहा है मुझे, बड़ा प्यारा सा नाम लग रहा है अमित जी. और अमित मुझे लगता है कुछ पोएट्री भी करते हैं, ऐसा मुझे लगता है. कहीं से मुझे आवाज लग रही है, कहीं से मुझे लग रहा है. यू राइट पोएम्स और समथिंग? डू यू राइट
So
सम
it
पोएम्स और
comes from the
समथिंग, सम
experience,
आर्टिकल्स
as
और
you.
स्टोरीज? You're
Yes,
going to listen to
yes,
some poems
yes, I
as
do.
well,
I do.
because I always tell my mentees that, I'm just talking to the audience now. I always tell my mentees, there are many people who come for one-to-one coaching and group coaching, that always do something which you love doing. Take out some time for it, because once you do something which you love doing, there is a seed which God has, whatever you call it, God has already, the higher force has already given within you. And once you do something which you love, there is a resonance which makes you happy, and this happiness comes to your office work. That's the reason people who sing, people who paint, people who play sports, people who are in some kind of volunteering services are always the happiest in the office. You will never find a person who is a good singer who is like coming to the office like this. And there is no connection,
Yes,
but there is
yes.
a connection. This connection I saw only after I got into this field of coaching. So very interesting. And so let's talk a bit about Shikhar Champion. ये बड़ा interesting मुझे नाम लग रहा है.
Actually interesting है, and this works beyond the boundaries. That is the beauty of the entire concept. So
Yeah.
company has rolled this function, learning from the great consultant like McKinsey, but has taken into its own culture. Now it is in a very different mode, and people's thinking right from top to bottom is in this direction.
Wow.
If so, Shikhar works in whether you call it production, you call it quality, you call it environment, you call it morale,
Yeah.
you call the typical subject of water, you call typical subject of sustainability, you call the gaps in the performance level. So every function you have to reach the epitome where we try to touch the best demonstrated performance,
Wow.
and how can we reach closer to those performance which we have demonstrated once upon a time.
Very
So
nice. Very nice.
we try to find out reasons which can take us to that level, and try to align the entire team in that direction, so that as a team we achieve that function. As a team we achieve that result.
This reminds me of one of my conversations, heart-to-heart conversations, which I had with Amit Agrawal, who had spent a few years in Tata Steel, and he was behind one of the forces to create Jusco. So he also spoke a lot about his experiences while working with some of the best brains across the world who used to work on behalf of McKinsey and BCG and some of these consulting organizations who used to come and put their tents in Jamshedpur for 3 months time, 4 months time, 6 months time. I think this is very interesting an experience that you must be getting some very enriching experience while working with some of these consulting organizations as well, because once you get to hear something from consulting organizations, consultancy firms, of course, which have got the best of brands, and then you customize it into the fabric of Tata Steel. I'm pretty sure it must be a great journey. Would you like to talk about a couple of learnings which you had while working on Shikhar Champion? Because once we do something for the company, we learn a lot in return. Because universe has got a way to reward us is something which I always share with my mentees. And I've seen that even those people who start doing something out of their own purpose to make the society better, they also get something. Because one of my friends, if I give one example, one of my friends is in the field of HR networking. So he has got many groups, HR shapers. I'm talking about HR shapers. He has got a group, a few WhatsApp groups in every city, and he keeps on making these people meet. And though he has started this initiative out of his own purpose, but now he's one of the best network people in the country, maybe outside the country as well, because he has got chapters in Dubai, Malaysia, Singapore, and this and that, But the person is spending lots and lots of time. I often get a feeling that he must be having 24 into 2 hours in every 24 hours. So just to give one example. So bringing the same example back to the field of Shikhar Champion, I'm pretty sure you must have learned some of these things, because once you do something, you start getting new insights. Would you like to share something? Whatever you can share for the benefit of audience. Yeah.
See, there are two parts. One is the functional domain. What is the managerial domain? So, on the managerial domain, I'd like to speak on first. See, if you differentiate great leaders to good leaders, we have been reading books all across. We see that the basic difference is in the thought level, in the sense of being dedicated, committed, and courageous enough to take bold steps.
Right? Absolutely. I always say talk about 4 C's. Courage is the first you'll talk about it. Yeah, go on.
Yes. So what the company has thought, and we as team has thought, that the great leaders have performed in a bigger way in their brackets. But when company as a whole needs to perform and take a leap step, then what needs to be done? So the first thing is in this function, what we have taken 4 words. In the form words. And 4 words have got different world of level of efforts. So the journey starts from, if we talk of collaboration, if we talk of people development, if we talk of accountability, of responsiveness.
Very powerful.
Very powerful.
Very powerful. Collaboration and responsiveness and people development and some of these things which you spoke about, they're very powerful words. Yeah.
And if you see, like if you see Tata Steel, there have been many efforts all across in various years. But as the world is changing very fast, and there are many dynamics changing all across the world, which is impacting the companies like steel also, the primary and secondary sectors. So what needs to be done faster as a team, not as an individual. A company wins when small teams perform and they try to make the bigger team perform and achieve the results. Right? So at every level, if the responsiveness is fast, if people start taking accountability at all levels, right? If people do not fear to come out of their silos and collaborate with each other, because power is in collaboration. If we don't know a solution, the side by people knows the solution, and you should not be shy not to buy or to hire or to understand or to learn from them. So that is the mantra now, and we in our team try to work in those managerial directions, whether it is an environment clearance, whether it is a forest clearance, whether it is a growth journey or a project management. So every gamut of the growth journey of Tata Steel, we are trying to handle to Shikhar. That is the beauty of Shikhar.
It's an amazing initiative, Amit, because I can connect with each word which you said, and I think based on what you just said, we can have half a day of interaction. Because I often conduct some sessions for the audience where I always tell that I'm on the spot. I would prefer to be on the spot as speaker. So when suppose I go to an audience and then I ask them for the topic. Suppose somebody says whatever, collaboration, for example, or say team development, or for example, courage, for example. So I do not use any slide. I just, for example, I'll invite at random any person from the audience, and then I'll start having conversation. And once you ask some little questions, you'll find that all the secrets of collaboration and success have started tumbling out of the same person. It's just that what you said is very powerful. We are shy people. We do not want to talk to others. We have got a lot of big fiefdoms of ego. Our big airborne castles of ego. We do not talk to people. I am from XLRI. Why should I talk to this guy? He is from BIT Meshra or whatever college. He is not to my. He is from some other college. He is from some BIT Sindri or BIT Meshra. I think you are from BIT Sindri. You know this tussle between BIT Meshra and BIT Sindri, and both are great colleges. So I saw that, and then I started conducting these sessions where either I ask audience to name anything which the audience can think of in this world, and then I will just start from that object which anybody from the audience group has spoken about. And then it's all a connected world. It's all a connected world. And then all these lessons of collaboration, teamwork, leadership, courage. For example, if somebody just goes and has a coffee or tea with one of the leaders in your division, for example, somebody just requests Atul Bhatnagar sir to have some 5 minutes time, 10 minutes time with the person, maybe 15 minutes, maybe half an hour. I'm pretty sure he will not say no. He might be busy on the same day, but he may say, knowing him, I know he's such an organized person. He will send an invite, send an email to somebody, and then he will certainly invite him maybe over next few days' time. No, if the person is just comfortable while listening to him, while talking to him, while asking some little queries, he will get all the lessons of leadership while just talking to Atul for 30 minutes. And that's the reason I tell people that every minute can be the most powerful minute of your life. And the best of people are the ones who who use every minute to the best of its potential. But बचपन में कहानी सुना करते थे ना, busy people are busy for, I don't know, nothing or what. I mean, lazy people will not find time for anything, and busy people will find time for everything. It's all a matter of mindset. Let me share with you something. You said something that, while talking about Shikhar Champion as a concept, you said you started with we started with a word called mindset. You said that first of all, leaders or managers have to work on their thought process, right? Thought process. Yes. Let me share with you one very interesting thing. So this is my just summary of coaching curriculum. So just look at the first thing, mindset. And if people work on these 7 aspects, they can be completely transformed. Of course, this is a very small version, summary version of this. And I'm just connecting the dots. It's all a connected wall. This is the more detailed format, which is like a long one. Once you start, on the left-hand side is the same topics, vision board, for example, or habits. And then once you start kind of explaining it. And then there is a detailed version as well, which goes into 2 pages. But then actually at the core of it, just 7 things. That's all. That is all. So awesome. Amit, I'm pretty sure you must have found many people in Tata still inspiring. And before I go to that topic, I'm looking for a picture which I wanted to surprise Amit with. So, Amit, how does it feel to be so friendly with your boss, with the ultimate leader of the division? Amit is applying colors to Atul Bhatnagarji, right, Amit? Would you like to share something about? And you see, the love with which you are applying colors is something which one has to see. That is called Tata Culture. In the office, he must be one of the most strict and most caring bosses at the same time. Outside the office, he's one of those loveliest person that people actually feel like being with, on the occasion of Holi, which is very interesting. Would you like to share something?
I think that is possible when you think your superior is beyond your superior, right? There is a person in him who is beyond this office also. And the person per se, Mr. Atul Bhatnagar, he is very cool, very calm, at the same time very logical and to the point.
To the point, very to the point.
So simplicity is the mantra for young generations and us also, because there are a lot of complex things coming in and around, confusing us, whether it is the subject of dharma or it is a karma, right? So I think we should imbibe people, we should learn from people who are simple in their thoughts and who communicate with less words, so that we have a lot of words to do other things with, right? So in this moment, as you see in your background, I think it was one of the moments when he shut his eyes also to enjoy the colors being put on him, and it was a moment of cherish. So I enjoyed it.
No, it's interesting. It's a simple picture. Having said that, it's not a simple picture. It shows that inner that connect at a very, very deeper level. Another thing is that, see, we took one example. We just said something about learning some of the biggest and best of lessons while just talking to somebody for 30 minutes. Let me give one example of my interaction with Atul Bhatnagar. So, of course, that time I was my 0.0 version. I think with humility, I'm saying that today I must be my version 3.0, 4.0, 5.0. Somewhere it's a journey. Every year we are upgrading ourselves to a better person. So Atul sir used to call a meeting, and this example is actually going to give a very nice way of actually a very nice actionable point which any leader or manager can actually practice in life and career. So he had started calling a meeting in the morning, say 8:30, 9 o'clock, whatever. Before people used to start, before people used to begin their day, used to call people for some quick daily review. So once in a while, I couldn't go because it was one department, and of course, I was holding a position of supply chain executive where I used to work for other departments. So someday I got a call from some other department. I couldn't go and attend the meeting of this particular department, which Atul Bhatnagar sir was heading that time. No call, no follow up. Next day, or maybe by the same day, in next couple of hours, I got a small sheet, a small slip, which had date at the top, the topic of the meeting, daily, whatever collaboration meeting, whatever, date, and then name of Arun Singh, and then the dates are mentioned: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever, Friday. And then suppose it was Tuesday when I missed the meeting. Against Tuesday there was a 0. Against Monday there was 1. Just imagine how powerful this little thing is. No interaction, still you get the message. Binary, I remember it as the binary digit management, binary way of management. And next day I was there in the meeting. So what I'm saying is that, see, if we talk to people, the thing is that people are not having these deeper interactions. Just imagine, this one thing is such a powerful management concept, and there are books and books and books written on the idea of management, and still I'm looking for a book, and still people do not get this message. There are business books, managers who make a difference, written by I am Ahmedabad. अरे भाई, इससे ज़्यादा powerful subject, ज़्यादा powerful way हमने just अभी share किया है. Of course, this is great. This is a lot of things. Despite being an author, I have just completed my 10th book, and now I'm going to work on a couple of more books. Of course, some of these books I'm working for CEOs, for other people, because I also had this idea that since I can write a book at a fast pace, after I did a lot of things, a lot of transformation, a lot of changes within me, I got a feeling that let me also help people, work with people so that their dreams can come into a book shape. So I'm currently working with some CEOs where actually it's their book, their stories. I'm just helping them in getting this into the form of a book. So there are a lot of things, but even if you do not read a book, it's okay. Read people. Read people. और यहाँ तो लोग कन्नी काट के भागते होंगे. I know there must be some people in your division also जो जहाँ अतुल सर को देखते हैं किनारे से भागते होंगे. जहाँ अमित को देखते हैं किनारे से भाग. अरे अमित is शिखर champion, man. He is working with some of the biggest and best brains from the world while working with McKinsey's of the world, and just sit with him. I'm pretty sure, Amit, once we release this video, you're going to get calls from many of your freshers, younger colleagues who are going to ask you for a tea and coffee. आपके tea coffee के लिए बहुत सारे लोग आएंगे. Very nice, Amit. This is really heartwarming for me to talk to you. Amit, would you like to talk about some inspiring personalities from the house of Tatas or outside Tatas also? Some people who inspired you the most.
I think on inspiration, I draw lessons from first my father. He was a Tata Motor guy, and at the age of 12, I was getting a book on TPM from him.
Total productive maintenance,
maintenance. So those kind of jargons from my childhood days I used to understand. So for everybody, father is a hero for them, first hero. After him, I would like to draw lessons from Mr. B. Muthuraman from Tata Steel. And then Mr. G.R.D. Tata, whose one sentence I never forget, that without deep thought and hard work, no results can be achieved. So that line is there in my DNA now.
This is a very powerful quotation, Amit. When I wrote my first book, I recall having used it as a reference. So when I wrote my first book, the Mike Peter Marisburg Moment, by the way, it is one of the most powerful books. There are two books which I think I've never done any marketing, so many people do not know, but those who have read, they have written. And in fact, on LinkedIn, there is somebody read the book. He has written 100 lessons from this one book, which is something which is not thought. And normally people write 4 or 5. So this book is the one that I'm talking about. And this is the second one which I wrote in the days of pandemic, which is all based in a hill station. If you want to experience Panchgani, read this book. And it's a very inspiring book. It talks of the story of a person who loses everything in life in the days of pandemic, including his career, his family, some of the family members. And then he does not know what to do. He gets a feeling that the world has come to an end. And then he just wants to run away from the world because people have started mocking him कि ये बहुत बड़ा business करना चाहता है, खत्म हो गया, career कुछ नहीं है. and then his parents भी इससे नाखुश हो गए, वो भी चले गए दुनिया से. So kind of stuff. So then he wants to run away from society. He thinks of, and then one day he decides to make balance sheet of his life. He gets in touch with one of the coaches like me, I'm saying humbly. And then the coach asks him to make his balance sheet of life where he puts assets and liabilities. Once he starts putting liabilities, there are many. Once he starts putting assets, there are many. And then he thinks of one of the assets, which is small cottage, which he had built in his better days because he's coming from business background, in a remote, beautiful hill station. So he decides to go there, and then he goes there, opens the lock. It's like a old kind of cottage, which is surrounded by valleys and hills and kind of, strawberry farm. So the strawberry farm name comes from there. And there is an amazing, I think I know people will, unless they read, they will not get why exactly I'm saying so. It's an amazing book because then the person, without having a coach there, once he goes there is no coach. He makes nature his coach. And then one day he just goes for a walk in the morning, and then you can check on Amazon and you can read some 20-30 pages. Just read those initial pages, you will start loving this book. And then it shows how a person, by just taking one step, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one single step. By just taking one step, and he having taken a decision to go for a walk in the morning, he starts seeing the doors having started opening in front of him. And then by the end of the book, the person is completely transformed. He starts living a life which is 5 to 10 times bigger and happier life than the life he used to live earlier. So it's a very sour taste of life turning sweet. This book, when I wrote, I got this line which you said. Nothing worthwhile is ever. This is my story actually. Kuch naam badle, but it's entirely my story. And this book, whenever somebody called me, said that Arun, I wanted to make a summary of this book, but each page has got so much that even while summarizing the book, it's 80,000 word book, which is pretty large. Normally books have got 50,000 words, 60,000 words. For 80,000 word book, when I started making a summary, I ended up making a summary of 17,000 words. How can you make a summary of 17,000 words? Because he didn't know what to leave and what to keep. This is the power of this book. So in one chapter, I have used this sentence which you said. Nothing worthwhile nothing in this world which is worthwhile is ever achieved without deep thought and hard work. And that's the reason, if I just go back to the same mind map which I shared with you, very important. Because all that I have created is all based on my personal realizations, because all that we read does not matter, all that we know does not matter, all that we do does matter, because that is what builds the experience and realization. As Albert Einstein had said that, the only true knowledge is something which comes from experience. So यहाँ पर देखेंगे mindset होता है ना, जो mindset is very important, deep thought, mindset. So under mindset there is another, you can see there is an arrow. So it actually opens into three, four different types of mindset. One of these is learning mindset. So one is to learn something new every single day is the thing which I have seen, which I have been inspiring people to practice. And we can learn not only from books, we can learn from, we have taken example of people, nature, and this, and so a lot of things. And then another thing is that deep thought and hard work habit. So these people who come for coaching, or I do some programs for corporate summit where it's very interesting for you to know. It's something which is very different. I think McKinsey's also are going to be shocked. So I go and conduct a 2 or 4 hour session, not more than that. And then these people join me on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5:30 in the morning, hard work. And then they practice all of this. And within 3 months time, bottom 10% people come in top 40%, top 30%.
I think it's a very good thing. Just drawing a learning from your point habit, right? So what I learned through in my journey in this maybe 4 or 5 years as I took the leadership positions, that your thoughts are governed by your logical brain, emotional brain, and reptilian brain. So your thoughts when you बोलते हैं ना चिंता और चिंतन, so people have to migrate from चिंता to चिंतन, and thoughts को इस direction में आप लेके जाएं कि it converts into your beliefs. And if you keep on believing something, it will be your habit. And it will be habit, then your actions will be governed in that direction.
Absolutely.
You will be a transformed position.
You're absolutely right. As somebody said, no, that thoughts, watch your thoughts, because thoughts become words, words become actions, actions become habits, habits become your behavior, and behavior becomes your destiny. And very important thing here, one thing which is very important for people to notice, that always keep the thoughts in the positive direction, because if you keep the thoughts in the negative direction, that also will become your destiny. The world is very fair world. Good and bad सब अपने अंदर से आता है, and that's the reason I always inspire people to just practice some of this. So there are a lot of, so I've just, you can see habit here. So under habit, I actually people practice some 20, 30, 40 things. If I just
So
give
your
one
book,
example, if I just
Arun, your book on strawberry.
yeah.
So
There was
that book, I think it is a must read book for everybody who
absolutely.
thinks that yesterday is a gone thing and tomorrow, today and tomorrow should be my future. So the world is within us, not outside us. If somebody realizes this as fast as possible, he will be a transformed man.
And you are
So
absolutely right. And there is an interesting thing. Just because you asked me this query, so I picked up this book once again. Once I picked up, I'm seeing something very interesting. So this book has got advanced praise where some people have written, and out of one, two, three, four, five, six people who have written advanced praise. All the six people are ex-Tata people or current Tata people. You took the name I.M. Mishra, right? Hakimuddin Ali, sir, he was in Tata Steel. Currently, he is the director in the Dalmia Cement. He is the head of Dalmia Cement, one vertical. Ish Mohan Garg, he is the CEO
yes,
in Caldries. Rajiv Padhya, he is ex-Tata Steel person in Indian Institute of Sciences in Chriso. U. Ramachandran, West Bokaro, you might have heard of him, right? He is there.
yes.
Mahesh Tripathi is in Sani Heavy Industries. He is from Tata Hitachi. Tata Hitachi. ये देखो, ये खजाने हैं, मैं बताता हूँ, ये खजाने हैं, और खजाने सिर्फ इस किताब में नहीं है, खजाने हमारे आसपास है। ये खजाने हैं अतुल भटनागर साहब के जिंदगी के लेसन्स में। ये खजाने हैं अमित दुबे की जिंदगी के अनुभवों में। ये खजाने हैं अमित के उन लेसन्स में जो अमित ने सीखे while working with some of these best of people from McKinsey and some of these consulting people, and there are best of people within the company also. I'm just taking one example. ये खजाने हैं मिस्टर बी मुथुरामन के द्वारा शुरू किए हुए बहुत सारे इनिशिएटिव्स में। ये खजाने हैं अभी मिस्टर टीवी नरेंद्रन के द्वारा शुरू किए बहुत सारे इनिशिएटिव्स में। I have invited Mr. Anand Sen to be the guest, and this year he has confirmed he's going to be the guest. Sir, in case you're watching the video, sir, I have made this announcement. I'm sure you're going to come. You're going to have a lot of fun and a lot of inspiration while talking to you, because I'm going to get a lot of inspiration from Anand Sen, sir. ये खजाने हमारे आसपास हैं। ये खजाने टाटा ग्रुप में है, और ये खजाने टाटा ग्रुप के बाहर भी हैं। ये खजाने प्रकृति में है, और ये खजाने हमारे वेस्ट बोकारो में, नौमुंडी में है, टाटा जमशेदपुर में, और हर जगह है। होता ये है, मैंने यही कहा लोगों से कि एक आर्मी जिसने मुझे प्रोपेल किया इस फील्ड में आने के लिए, और कभी भी आप 2 घंटे का सेशन मुझे टाइम दीजिएगा, आई थिंक इट विल हैव सम वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टाइम। irony is that the world is like the universe, including people like your bosses, your leaders, your mentors, and including nature, including all the books. The universe is like a transmitter which is doing its task with full efficiency. We are like receivers which are working at maybe 0 to 5% of its efficiency. We are not receiving things. Ego, puchna nahi, shyness, correct na? Some of these books. So then I started giving some demo to people that, okay, I asked people to, ask me to pick up any book, and then I asked them to take the number of any page. I think you should join one of my morning sessions which are going on. Even tomorrow there is a session at 5:30. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I conduct sessions where many corporates have started joining. And this is a session where good becomes great, and people who are struggling, they become greatest, because once somebody is struggling, the person has got hunger to change. Zindagi ka sara rasta khatam ho gaya, just like the protagonist of this book. And these people are actually most likely to take all the actions, including the action of waking up early in the morning, which many people who are good do not do. And then that was the first time when I realized the true meaning of the title of the book written by Jim Collins, Good is the Enemy of Great. जब तक सब कुछ ठीक चलता है, हम जिंदगी में कुछ भी बदलना नहीं चाहते हैं। और ये मैंने खुद देखा अपनी जिंदगी में। जब तक CHR और टाटा ब्लूज कस्टील एंड ऑल दैट, ठीक है, मंडे टू फ्राइडे काम करो, सैटरडे कुछ काम करो, बाकी मॉल चलते हैं, पुणे मस्ती करते हैं। And once I saw my comfort zone breaking, then I started reflecting and doing something. A lot of things I did. तो वहां पर मजे की बात यह है ना अमित, कि जब भी कोई जिंदगी में, अगर हम लोग थोड़ा सा बचपन की भाषा इस्तेमाल करें तो झंड होता है, मतलब जिंदगी में कुछ होता है ना, झंड बा फिर भी घमंड बा, एक तरह से जब भी जिंदगी में मौके आते हैं जो बहुत ही चैलेंजिंग मोमेंट्स आते हैं, द मोमेंट्स व्हिच ब्रेक योर कंफर्ट जोन, देयर आर 2 ways which emerge. One way is all on your own, and second way is with a coach. We all are like Arjunas. We all have got some talent in different fields. Nobody is same. There is no copying, compare, making comparisons. But if somebody gets a Krishna, slash a coach, life can change very, very fast. And when I was looking for something, so I had started discovering the meaning. What exactly is the meaning, and why exactly despite having studied from Accelerize, having these challenges, so I was looking for a coach. I didn't get a proper coach. That's the reason I became a coach. कि चलो यार अब तो सिस्टम के बाहर निकल के सिस्टम में हजारों कंपनी के साथ में काम करना है. And that is the reason I decided to come out of it. Otherwise, it's not an easy thing, your salary and all that is it gives you comfort zone. I mean, I'm saying in a positive way. But then what happens is that once you get a feeling that instead of working with 500 people throughout your life, why don't you work with 5 lakh people? Saint Gobain,
yes,
Tata Cummins, then there today at Thermax, and there are 30 different companies people are coming from. And then I started with Bridgestone India and some of these companies. Then I thought, okay, that's a great thing which is opening up. Let me work with multiple people. And certainly, I think any day, just let me know, I'll come and conduct. So very nice. So deep thought and hard work. बिना सोच के और बिना, और अभी सोच में मोच बहुत लगी रहती है, सोच के हम बातें करें, बिना सोच को चेंज परिष्कृत किया. आप तो भाई हम लोग तो जोड़ा एरिया में माइनिंग एरिया हम लोग काम कर चुके हैं. देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड बेनिफिशिएशन, मतलब परिष्कृत करते हैं उसको. जो रॉ मटेरियल निकलता है उसको परिष्कृत करते हैं. हम सबों का माइंडसेट को परिष्कृत करने की जरूरत है. एक बार वो परिष्कृत करेंगे तो बहुत वैल्यू एडेड हो जाता है. हाई वैल्यू आइटम है. दैट्स द रीजन माइनिंग, आई थिंक सम ऑफ द रॉ मटेरियल डिविजन्स हैव मेड टाटा स्टील the profitable company that the group is. You are sharing something. Go on.
So when you spell that word thought or thinking, I think everyone who is in the journey of transformation, whether it is a 21 age person or is a 51 age person, so whenever you need to change your thinking, one is worried how I'm having all the negativities around, how will I change into a positive person, right? And we say that he will not be a happy person. That is the perception created. So for changing your thinking, one should indulge in sports, adventures, and outdoor activities.
Absolutely. One of the things under habit is to exercise and get into something which actually challenges you, inverted comma challenges you. So there are many in Pune. There are many, some 50 odd trekking destinations, and at the top of each destination, fort, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj ka fort hai. At the top of each of these little and kind of medium-sized hills, and many people go there. So actually, the example which you gave, for example, I'm pretty sure at your place you must be going on trekking. Let me change the picture. And then go on. You want to share something more, and then I'll share the picture in the backdrop.
So today morning also, apart from
picture,
running,
I'll share the picture while editing. But it's you who is running. Let's talk about some of these things which you spoke about: adventure, sports, and running, and marathon, and all that. Yeah.
See, 3 changes which I went through in my life. I was very heavy. My weight was plus 80, 85 once upon a time. I had gone to play football with that weight, and the result was I was in the hospital and had got a ligament injury. That was 2017. And 4 years hence, now I'm 65. I run cross countries more than 10 kilometers.
Wow.
I can play football.
Awesome. मैंने जब पहली किताब लिखी तो उसमें उसका एक टाइटल मैंने दिया था, adversity is the mother of transformation. So this adverse moment which came in your life in 2017 transformed your life completely. And this is the moment which I call as my Peter Marisburg moment, when you get a feeling that you are out of the train of your dreams, or train of your thoughts of playing football, or train of or the train, or the first class compartment of joy, happiness, career success, or the first class compartment in which Mr. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi wanted to travel, you are thrown out. And then only life changes, because we are comfort zone के मारे बेचारे. जब तक अतुल होता बुला के थोड़ा फीडबैक कभी नहीं देंगे. बहुत सारे लोग बदलते नहीं है बॉस. I'm telling you. That's the reason I always tell people the appreciation करो, लेकिन फीडबैक भी जरूरी है. क्योंकि दुनिया में अलग तरह के लोग होते हैं. बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे होते हैं जिनको जब तक को फीडबैक नहीं आएगा वो नहीं बदलते. So my Peter Marisburg moment comes in different ways in the life of different people. In your life, it came in the form of ligament injury. And good that you actually you tried playing. You went for playing football in 2017, because had you not taken that one little action, you'd not have got this realization that and today you see 10 kilometers is an amazing achievement, Amit. It's an amazing achievement. And of course, this feedback comes to people in different forms. Some people get the feedback in the way of 2 rating on a scale of 5 or 6. Some people get the feedback in the field of health and this and that. And I've seen, because I'll tell you, I'll give another example. There's a place called Yogram in Haridwar. It's a part of Patanjali where my father-in-law, Dr. Nagendra Neeraj, people can make Google search. He's the director in Yogram. And once in a while, I go there once in 2 years. Whenever I go there, I see that 99% people are those who are in 4th stage of something serious. something serious, some kind of problem, third stage of problem. And I often wonder what would have happened to these people had they come to Yogram in a proactive way. Unless something like my Peter Marisburg moment happens, nobody wants to transform. So that's the reason I always tell penties that extend your right hand, and every time you face a challenge or something which breaks your comfort zone, turn it leftwards and give a pat on your back and say to yourself the time of transformation has come. All that you need is a coach. That's all, because then he can show all the things in a very fast way so that you can take quick actions. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah.
And the differentiator is so between a great and a good leader. So while in one of the training, I was going through a graph by a coach where he mentioned that everybody's career goes like a peak, and there is a point of downward. So the better you pick up that point very early and start working, so
absolutely,
that your
proactiveness
downward journey is not there and you take another leap.
Absolutely. You used to see that na kind of cloud diagram. Absolutely. वहीं पर टेस्ट होता है अमित, वहीं पर टेस्ट होता है. There are just a few small percentage of people who take proactive steps. That's the reason I built it in the course of the curriculum, that every day you have to learn something, because जब तक वो डंडा नहीं पड़ता तब तक लोग सीखना शुरू नहीं करते हैं, उसको पहले सीखना शुरू कर देते हैं. So then that's the reason in under habit, this is one of the things which people practice every single day. They will learn something new every single day. And then next day they have to apply at least a fraction of what they have learned in their life. And the third day they have to actually experience whether it worked, whether it didn't work. If it didn't work, just leave it. Absolutely perfect. Get some new lesson, but keep on learning. That's important.
Right.
Interesting. Very interesting. So Amit, inspiring books which you would like to recommend to the audience?
I think one of the books which I still carry, if you read that book, let me just show you that book.
Yeah, please.
This is the book which I carry in
my Intriga founder.
Yes. So they are very small lessons, and one professional who tries to practice his professionalism needs to understand this book, and behavior should be accordingly.
Very nice.
Very nice. And second is I follow Daniel Goleman.
Okay, very nice. Very powerful.
So because everything is mind. If you think you can win, otherwise you cannot win. So I book given by him on emotional intelligence, a journey from emotional to spiritual quotient, those kind of stuff, where you really come out of the daily smaller issues and try to take steps which can take you beyond certain bigger limits.
It's very important thing which you spoke about. Daniel Goleman is a very important. Let me share my screen now, because you just touched a chord which is very close to my heart. So emotional intelligence we're talking about. Let me share the screen. I don't want to put this picture in the background. We can see the screen, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
Yeah, let me just bring it down. So I always, so these morning sessions which I started, the most important takeaway of these morning sessions is that people build higher degree of emotional intelligence, because this is one very important aspect for building career. I have seen people reacting, bursting in front of people in meeting and ruining their career. Self-awareness is the most important aspect, and this is something which leaders have to practice, managers have to practice, employees have to practice. Then leaders become more caring leaders, and manager and team members become more respectful team members. Empathy, motivation, self-regulation, and social skills. And actually, that's the reason this picture is readily available on my desktop, because this is something. Actually, tomorrow's session is going to focus on second aspect of emotional intelligence, which is empathy. And last Friday we had focus on self-awareness, and of course people practice a lot of these things. So there are corporates which are working on this. So it's very interesting, Amit. Now you can see, Amit, we are there in two different parts of the country. You are in eastern part of country, I am there in western part of country, and we all are talking and thinking of the same thing. मैंने एक चीज देखा अमित कि बहुत अच्छी किताब है, डेनियल गोलमैन जी ने बहुत बड़ा काम किया. मैंने देखा कि लोग किताब पढ़ के ना जिंदगी बदल नहीं पा, बहुत टाइम लगता है उनको एक्चुअली प्रैक्टिस करने में. दैट्स द रीजन आई स्टार्टेड दिस प्रोग्राम्स वेयर पीपल एक्चुअली बिल्ड दीज हैबिट्स व्हाइल प्रैक्टिसिंग, because practicing realization experiences are very important, and these books are very, very powerful. Very nice, Amit. Yeah.
Arun, the way you mentioned that practicing is more important. If you recall Dr. Kanu.
Yeah.
The guru of TQM. from Japan. He also said in PDCA, D is most important. Whether you
correct.
plan or you don't plan, but if you do, you will learn many things.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely, Amit.
same as you are saying.
अमित, ये तो गूज़बम्प मेरे को दे रहा है, बिकॉज 2018 में जब मैंने इस फील्ड में कदम रखा, ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने सोचा कि दुनिया को बदल डालेंगे, इसके लिए कदम नहीं डर रखा, मेरी जिंदगी में पीछे हमारे इस पर मूवमेंट आया, जिसको बाय द वे दिस इज ग्रेट एंड दिस इज ग्रेट प्लस प्लस, बोथ आर, आई डोंट नो, मतलब किसको मैं अच्छा बोलूँ किसको बेहतर बोलूँ, क्योंकि ये मेरी अपनी कहानी है, कुछ नाम बदले हुए हैं, बट इसमें जो पढ़ोगे ना तो शुरुआत होती है एक जंगल से, जहाँ मैं एक्चुअली गया था, और वहां जाके मुझे पहली बार लगा कि मैं जंगल का शेर नहीं बन के मैं पिंजरे का शेर बन गया हूँ। बचपन में जो मैं सिंदरी एक छोटे से शहर से आता हूँ, झारखंड में, जो धनबाद जिले में है, और वहां पर सिंदरी में एक सर्कस आया करता था, बचपन हम लोग जाके, सर्कस का पूछ उधर सर्कस में कुछ होते शेर हुआ करते थे, पूछ में लोग खेला करते थे, यू आर समथिंग,
यस,
तो वहां हम लोग
तो
को, हाँ,
वो तो मेरा मतलब 4 साल का एक बगल का खेल का एरिया था सिंदरी।
अच्छा, BIT Sindri, yeah, you are from BIT Sindri, you done your engineering from there, yeah,
तो
absolutely right, so वहां सर्कस,
शहरपुरा की बात करें,
हाँ,
शहरपुरा की बात
शेरपुरा.
करें, चाहे एफसीआई कॉलोनी की बात करें।
That's another connection which has come up just now. That's the power of these conversations, because they actually reveal a lot of things to people. So then, when I went to Ranthambore National Park and saw this jungle का शेर, जिसका फोटो लेने के लिए लोगों की लाइन लगी हुई थी, तब मुझे लगा कि क्या मैं भी ऐसा बन सकता हूँ, मेरे लिए मेरे फोटो लेने के लोगों की लाइन लगी। ऑन लाइटर नोट, फिर मुझे लगा मैं तो बन गया पिंजरे का शेर, मैं तो बचपन के सर्कस की शेर की तरह हूँ, जिसका कोई मतलब ही नहीं यार, कोई पूंछ से खेल लेता है। और वहां से मैंने एक्शन लेने शुरू किए और सब कुछ, और मैंने यही चीज देखा, उसके बाद तो कोचिंग में पूरा मैं शेयर करता हूँ, बिकॉज इट्स ऑल अबाउट एक्शन। मैंने एक एक्शन लिया कि भाई चलो एक हैबिट चेंज करते हैं, देन दैट वाज द टाइम व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड वेकिंग अप एट 4:45 5 o'clock, और इस एक एक्शन ने पूरा का पूरा प्रोग्राम ही डिजाइन कर दिया। दैट्स द रीजन आई कंडक्ट दिस प्रोग्राम्स इन द मॉर्निंग आवर्स। अल्फा स्टेट ऑफ माइंड, Brahmurta is uncool, but then people in Harvard do some study research, they come back and they tell us that, there is some time when between 4:30 to 5:30 when the mind is in alpha state. Robin Sharma, 5 AM Club, Hell Al Road, Miracle Morning, and then I said, यार दुनिया गजब। मैं खुद ये सब जानने के बावजूद मैंने प्रैक्टिस नहीं किया। Let me make thousands of people practice. So there is a program which I prefer calling as motivation की बहती गंगा, just come and take a डुबकी। ये प्रोग्राम चल रहा, 90 सेशन हो चुका, अगस्त से शुरू हुआ था, and I invite people to join at least for 3 months time or 6 months time, and it's like a price is something which will make people laugh, because I don't want to turn it into a comedy show. People will wonder kaise is na, because idea is to have lakhs of people into it. It's I just token thing, and then people come, because for people to wake up in the morning they have to pay some price. नहीं तो उठेंगे नहीं, फ्री में मैंने देखा हुआ है, कोई आता था, मैंने बोला ठीक है चलो, you pay price. I mean, anyway, don't want to get into the field of marketing and selling and all that. So great. This is very interesting, Amit. It's all about action. It's all about action. एक किताब का पहला पन्ना लिखना है, पॉडकास्ट रिकॉर्डिंग करना है, किसी से बात करना, एक वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करना, कुछ लोगों से कन्वर्सेशन करना, फिर किसी को कोचिंग के लिए बुलाना, किसी की जिंदगी में कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ गया, उसको बोले तुम आओ, जस्ट कम एंड टॉक टू मी फॉर 1 hour टाइम, एंड देन यू टॉक, देन यू सी व्हाट इज वर्किंग, व्हाट इज नॉट वर्किंग, देन यू स्टार्ट रियलाइजिंग दैट दीज आर द एरियाज व्हिच आर वेरी क्लोज टू योर हार्ट, जो मुझे भी पता नहीं था। सेल्फ अवेयरनेस इज समथिंग व्हिच इज नॉट इजी। लाख में से मैं बताता हूँ 10 लोग भी नहीं कर पाते हैं बॉस, मैं बता रहा हूँ, लाख में से 10 आदमी नहीं कर पाते हैं। तब मुझे लगा करूँ गेट इनटू दिस फील्ड, बिकॉज जो आपके हाथ में लग गया ये ब्रह्मास्त्र है, सुपर ब्रह्मास्त्र है, और इसको जस्ट लेट इट गो टू पीपल। सो इट्स ऑल ऑफ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग वर्ड एक्शन।
So as you said, self-awareness. I think it's all about perception. Whether I perceive Amit to be a CEO, or I see that I am the head of the family, therefore I am the best, or if I see that in a team, if I am the backy, not the forward player, how am I? So how I perceive myself is most important.
So उसमें लोग क्या करते हैं, फर्स्ट आई इंस्पायर पीपल टू मेक देयर विजन बोर्ड। एक्चुअली आई कंडक्ट सेपरेट सेशंस फॉर विजन बोर्ड आल्सो, 4 घंटे का सेशन, उसमें आपका विजन बोर्ड बन जाएगा। उसमें आपका विजन क्या है, मीनिंग क्या है लाइफ का, पर्पस क्या है, आपका स्ट्रेंथ्स क्या है, वही स्ट्रेंथ जो कोई याद नहीं दिलाता, वीकनेस पूरी दुनिया याद दिलाने में बिजी रहती है। फिर आपका कोर वैल्यूज क्या है, आपकी जिंदगी के गोल्स क्या है, ये हो जाता है। विजन बोर्ड 4 से 6 घंटे में हो जाता है। देन कम्स अदर एस्पेक्ट्स, देन कम्स सेटिंग गोल्स, एंड देन वंस यू create your own vision board, once you envision your future, then people do visualization exercises, affirmations exercises in the morning, gratitude exercises, reading their goals, and just sitting in silence for 5 minutes time and envisioning their goal. Visualizing as if the goal has come true and how exactly they are feeling. when they are sitting in a corner office, and then they visualize the kind of challenges which they are going to work on throughout the day, and then automatically their mind starts seeing the gap. अरे यहाँ तो लीडरशिप भी चाहिए, यहाँ तो पॉलिटिक्स मैनेजमेंट भी चाहिए, यहाँ तो कुछ तो रहेंगे जो बैठ के कुछ ना कुछ करते रहेंगे, वो दाएं बाएं करते रहेंगे, तो उनको भी वो जो हम लोग बोलते हैं लाइटर नोट में बोल रहे हैं बहुत से, ये फिल्म थी ना शोले में जो था अपना नाई था, वो जो बैठ के इधर के बाद उधर किया करता था, मतलब इज द रियलिटी ऑफ लाइफ, इज द रियलिटी ऑफ लाइफ। जस्ट जिस तरह से हवा में ऑक्सीजन और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड दोनों है, ये रहेंगे। अरुण सिंह, यू कांट क्रिएट अ सोसाइटी वेयर देयर विल बी 100% ऑक्सीजन, व्हिच इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, because it's through these people that your comfort zone gets broken at times. So these people actually help you. ये नाई help करते हैं, and that's very interesting word. When we will come for a talk and all that, we can have more of this, some of these secrets, so-called secrets of the world, how the world runs. It's a very interesting world. Amit, so we spoke about your inspiring personalities, inspiring books, inspiring movies. कुछ movies आपको बहुत पसंद आती है, जो लोगों के साथ शेयर करना चाहते हैं? कुछ बहुत सारी inspiring movies भी है ना, OTT में आजकल काफी कुछ नजर आता है।
See, there are 2-3 subjects in movies, whether it is a serious movie, it is a comedy movie, it is an action movie, it is a fiction.
Yeah.
So I prefer comedy movies.
Yeah, very nice, very nice.
Right, so because of 2 reasons. One, people who perform, it is very difficult to make others laugh.
Yes.
So yes. The level of effort they have put in, one is appreciation for that, and second, when you want to be simple, you want to be happy, and you want to come out of all the juggleries of the business houses and the problems around. So though they give us more comfort, and the adrenaline level settles down in our mind, so that we are ready for the next action. So
Absolutely.
That is how I prefer the
comedy is very important. Yeah. So in the morning sessions, Amit, I'll just take a half a minute pause. I make people practice. I inspire people to always keep a smile on their face for 1 hour. Irrespective of what they're doing, what kind of practices they're doing, they have to keep on a smiling, little smile on their face, because then it becomes their habit. The smiling, laughing is very important, is the crux of life. So would you like to name a couple of comedy movies which touched your heart, which made you laugh the most?
See, in this busy schedule, I prefer YouTube, where I see the Charlie Chaplin shows, or for that moment, those Laurel Hardy shows.
Laurel Hardy's,
or Mickey Donald shows.
Wow.
So every man has a child within. So I prefer going into my TV, hooking onto the YouTube channels or the Star movies. Recently, I saw a very good movie, Gulmohar.
Wow.
So
it's a beautiful movie.
It's a beautiful movie, and it takes us back and makes us realize that for what reason are you there in your professional work.
By the way, गुलमोहर कौन सा एक्टर, बिकॉज़ दो तीन में मुझे याद आ रहा है, कौन सा एक्टर इसमें?
Recently launched in Star Plus OTT, Manoj Bajpayee, Sharmila Tagore.
It's a new one. It's a new one.
Very,
but there is one Gulmohar from olden days also, I think. There is one
Amol Palekar.
Yeah, Amol Palekar. That's what. Yeah. So audience, you have got 2 Gulmohars. Watch the second, and then you can watch the first one also. Very nice.
So I think movies draw inspiration because they have been taken. The stories have been taken from some incidents, some events, some accidents. So I think it's worthwhile learning from others.
Very nice, Amit. Amit, तो हमने बात की काफी सारी इंस्पायरिंग बातें. You must be also engaged in hiring some people. So while hiring some talents, what kind of qualities you look for in these people?
I think for hiring somebody, one is you will look for competency. That is a hygiene factor. But if I am the interviewer, I am in the panel, I try to look for their behavior, their attitude, their thinking ability. These are the 3 things I try to focus on, because like companies like Tata's, when the company is too big and you have so many people, you will have few people who are excellent, but most of the people who will performing action should have a positive mindset.
Yeah.
Behavior should be consistent, and they should not be a single player. They should be a team player. That is how I try to see the competitive.
Jordar. Knowledge. I think you spoke about three qualities which are very important: attitude, behavior, and thinking, thought process, which is very important. By the way, I think this is the first. This is one of those conversations where I've spoken a lot about the kind of coaching programs which I've been doing, because I can see a deep resonance. You just used the word positive mindset. Actually, mindset जो मैंने दिखा रहा था उसमें अगर click करते हैं ना mind map में, it will open to three. It's like three pronged area, and one of this is actually positive mindset. Second is winning mindset, and third is learning mindset. So very interesting. I think I'm pretty sure you're going to be in touch, and I can see that you are absolutely sharing something which I can feel resonance with. Very nice. Amit, I think already you have spoken about some of the traits of leadership also, because we spoke about some leaders. Would you like to share something else about leadership or anything which you wanted to share with our audience? So over to you for some time if you want to share something. It's already more than 1 hour and we didn't even know it's 1 hour 20 minutes audience. We didn't even know that it's going so in a free flowing and so heartwarming way. Some of the
on this subject, I think if I and Arun get together, 72 hours will be less.
Very interesting. I see a resonance today. By the way, 72 hours is the number of hours for which people join me if they join, say, 6 months course. 3 in a week into 4, 12 in a month, 12 into 6, 72 hours. So I see a lot of resonance. अमित और कुछ शेयर करना चाहेंगे और कुछ आपकी तरफ से कुछ कविता कुछ किया करते थे whatever something yeah.
So leadership is just एक बात बोले. Leadership is nothing but behave according to the situation. Yeah. Right. So I will put it situational leadership. Whether you draw lessons from Mahabharata, that Bhagavad Gita, that music, that learning, or if you talk of Ramayana, the behavior of Ram and Lakshman while in the 13 years. So leadership is all about you adjust according to the situation and motivate your team to go to a new level.
Very nice.
That is leadership. Sometimes you have to be aristocratic, sometimes you have to be autocratic, sometimes you have to be collaborative, sometimes you have to be task oriented. So there are different levels and different kinds, and I think the moment you become active in your life, you will be a happy person. So leadership is all about acting also.
You are making a smile today. All that you have shared is something which is very, very deep rooted and very, very absolutely it's applicable in life. Amit, so as they say that life is all about completing 360 degree, completing the full circle. Let's complete the full circle before we complete this interaction, this heart-to-heart conversation. Towards the beginning, you spoke about the connection of Tatas and the Bhagavad Gita. Would you like to share 2-3 lines? Batayenge, then we'll close this video. It's a very important one. I'm going to use that to as while making the thumbnail of this video. So this video ka jo heading hoga wo us par aadharit hoga, Tatas and the Bhagavad Gita. Would you like to share something? It's very interesting concept.
See, what Lord Krishna mentioned to Arjuna, and now it is available with each one of us, that we all are human beings. We have been given that opportunity to be humans, and there are many species all around us. So when you have been given an opportunity, don't miss that journey. And if a task has to be performed, when you are a leader, you have to separate out your emotions from actions. That is what the leadership is all about. So you have a team, like you have a team in Tatas also. You have got emotional connect while friendship or the families together. But when it comes to action, when it comes to team performance, the karma should take the first step and not the emotion. And this is the basic lesson I try to draw from Bhagavad Gita. One of my friend from ISKCON, he has been giving me few tips from Bhagavad Gita. Although as a child, I was student of Chinmaya Mission, wherein in class 6 I learned Ramayana, in class 7 I learned Mahabharata, in class 8 and 9 I learned Bhagavad Gita. So those things have come from childhood days, but without understanding the deep meaning of it into the way of life.
And amazing. Tatas, yeah. You are saying, go on.
So whether we work in Tatas or any other places, I think the way we lead our life, the mantra should come from all these epic books. So recently I have started reading the Vedas also. Wow. There are many verses, many shrutis, which can be learned as we experience our life and take them into action. So I think it's a deep-rooted connect. After all, we are here to learn from each other and perform our best till the last breath.
Amit, amazing, Amit. So there are two things which are coming to my mind. One is that this video is going to be uploaded on a channel, YouTube channel called Stay Inspired with Harun. On this channel, people will find a few videos of my interaction with somebody called Shravan Singh ji. He is a scholar on the Bhagavad Gita. So there are quite a few videos on the Bhagavad Gita and its connection with people. So what we do is to try and convert, not exactly try, we actually do it. We convert the lessons of Bhagavad Gita as per the liking, as per the lessons of life, so that people can see the connection, because this is one book which has got all the answers to the problems. Second thing is that I missed asking a question because we had this very nice, heartwarming, free-flowing conversation, and that is about your childhood days. Would you like to share something about your childhood days? Because this is very inspiring. A person in different class school days, you are learning, you are reading some of these epics. So would you like to share something about your childhood days? कहाँ बीता आपका बचपन का दिन और कैसे आपने सब सीखा? कुछ बताइए. Before you close, yeah.
So as Amit is working into Tatas, I'm the third generation into Tatas.
Oh, right? So it's not only 2 decades, it's many decades of being in Tata. Awesome.
So I say my experience is not 21 years, it is 90 years.
तो बताएंगे कब से आपके कैसे दादाजी कैसे कहां से शुरू हुआ? हाँ.
So basically we are from Bihar. The district is Bhagalpur, and my grandfather came from Bhagalpur to Jamshedpur. So one of the grandfather was with railways and one with Tata Steel. And my father, my elder father, all of them were in Tata Motors in different levels as they grew up. So I grew up in this city of Jamshedpur, particularly Tata Motors area, which is called a Telco colony.
Beautiful area.
So a colony which is very beautiful, very well organized, and it teaches us the culture of the Indianness, not belonging to one district, one city, one state, but a mix of many states. Somebody from Delhi, somebody from Kerala, somebody from Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Bangla, Assamese. Yeah. I think a great learning from all the cultures. So Diwali was not a one-day event; it was a 3 days, more than 3 days event. Similarly, the other like Durga Puja was a great event and has been a great event in Jamshedpur.
Wow.
And so as others. So in the annual events, there was a great learning all across. In the schools, as I went into Chinmaya mission, that is Vidya Bharati Chinmaya Vidyalaya.
Yeah.
So as a child from standard 1 to 12, I stayed in the same school, wherein I learned the sports. I learned basketball, I learned hockey, I learned football, I learned cricket. I was to the level of Ranji Trophy as a spin bowler in cricket. So sports as a way of life while you are as a student, that's a very different thing. I think many cities do not have that facility, which Jamshedpur provides and House of Tata provides. Yeah. So that is one. And second, we are 3 brothers. So one of my elder brother, like he is into IT world and now in California. Okay. My younger brother, we are all 2 years younger to each other.
Okay.
So we try to help each other by learning from their field.
Very interesting.
Because each one has got different experience and different culture, different state of mind, different people, different continents. So I think it's a great learning all across.
Nice. Very nice. And would you like to share something about you learning epics like Mahabharata, Ramayana? किस साल में कितने एज में आपने क्या सीखा था? ये बहुत ही स्पेशल एबिलिटी है ये. It's a very powerful thing.
So one standard 6 in our Chinmaya, one of the must book was Ramayana.
Okay.
So Ramayana was a part of curriculum, and therefore small objective questions were used to be there in the exams, and we were on this subject. We understood who was Ram, who was Dashrath, who was Ravana, and how that journey of 12 years plus 1 year went into there. Who was Sita, where did she come from? So all those basic lessons, but the important lessons as we were experienced and we went into our professional lives, when we came out from our ghosla of parents, then we started learning the hardships of life. Like, okay, we in the hostels with 1,000 rupees and 1,500, how if you have to manage the month, those were the hard lessons. And I think each one of the stories, events from these epics helped us to grow, to be safer, and to come successful out of this journey.
Awesome. So, Amit, as we close this conversation today, I think I don't feel like closing, but yeah, it's already almost 1.5 hours, which is one of the longest time frames for any heart-to-heart conversations which I ever had. It reminds me, I'm thinking back of the word which I used towards the beginning of this conversation. I used a phrase called comfort zone. You used a very nice word called ghosla. Both are again getting resonance. So I see a lot of resonance here in the course of today's conversation. And once we get out of that comfort zone, then we start seeing the air and breeze and storms and ditches and this and that. And then we start seeing different characters from some of these epics like Ramayana in real life. You see King Dashrath, you see Ram, you see Ravan, you see Shurpanakha, you see Sitaji, and you see all kind of things, including Sugriv and Bali, and then you start seeing politics and this and that coming in the picture. And that's why it's very important for us to be on the journey of self-transformation, because then it gives us the mindset, the thought process, and the power to still keep on moving ahead in a world which has got a mix of carbon dioxide and oxygen and nitrogen. And this is the way the world is going to remain. Thank you so much, Amit. It's an amazing experience for me to be talking to you. I'm pretty sure we're going to have another session जहां पर हम लोग आपसे ऋग्वेद, वेदों के बारे में, भगवत गीता के बारे में, रामायण के उस लेसन के बारे में बात करेंगे. विल हैव इट एब्सोल्युटली इन हिंदी, हार्ट टू हार्ट हिंदी का कन्वर्सेशन करेंगे और उसको देश के ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों तक पहुंचाएंगे. आप अपने हिसाब से बोलिएगा टाइम, हम लोग 1 घंटे बैठेंगे आराम से, एंड देन विल हैव सम टी कॉफी, देन विल टॉक अबाउट सम अदर थिंग्स, बिकॉज़ आई एम टॉकिंग टू somebody who's got lot of lessons. Thank you so much, Amit.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Have a great Sunday.